don't like
What the
that.
fuck is that?
I don't like
that was
that,
me
Sean.
thumping on
That
my
was
desk
Sean.
with the music.
Jesus
thank you.
Christ.
Shut up, the two of you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Website 101 podcast. This is our YouTube Live Lunch Bites that we do on the first and third Wednesday of every month, except for this month when we skipped the first Wednesday because it was July 1st and all of us had other things to do.
Life happened.
apparently-
It was Canada Day.
Yeah, Mike Mella, your recording will continue on a new track.
Oh, I deserve my own track, so I like
You
that.
do. You are that special.
Yeah, it's
So
just
hi,
talking
so yeah.
about because I jumped out and jumped back in, whatever. It's a tech thing. Yeah.
So with me, as per usual, Sean and Mike. Hello, Sean and Mike.
Hello.
How are you? How are you both?
I'm well.
Happy, crazy, hot summer day, Bleck.
Yeah, Toronto is blanketed in post-apocalyptic orange smog, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
No.
Forest fires. No.
Forest fires in Quebec.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a 5-hour drive away, and it's just completely ruined the day. Like it feels like it's about 30 minutes before sunset. That's how much light there is outside.
Yeah. I went out for a walk earlier today, and the temperature was pleasant, even though we're in the middle of a heat wave right now. But as soon as I stepped out the door, it's like all I could taste was campfire.
You know, it's interesting. I stepped outside 10 minutes ago, and it felt like comfortable, but I look at my weather app and it says it's like plus 28, feels like plus 35. And it's like, has it been updated? And it was recently, like within 10 minutes, the app had updated. And I was like, the temperature's wrong, but the air quality warning is correct.
Yeah. I saw on Reddit that Toronto has worse air quality than Abu Dhabi and the Congo, and just Toronto's the worst today.
Yay. Didn't we have that last year as well for like a few days?
Probably.
Yeah, I turned on my air purifier. I only use it during the smoky fire days.
Our smoke alarm went off last night. Although it goes off, as you know, as I've told before on this show,
Yeah.
it goes off.
For funsies.
If you look it in the wrong direction, it will go off for some reason.
The dog
So I don't
barks
know.
and it goes off.
It could have been that, could have been the smoke, who knows. Anyways, what's going on in the web world? Anyone have anything you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
Well,
let's talk tech stuff.
So, as I mentioned a month ago when I was on, I took a full-time job, and things are going pretty good. I'm doing some coding and stuff, and while I was troubleshooting something, I discovered something very unusual about the way the site was built. So it's a craft site that was built by this agency who shall not be named because
Smart.
I don't want to like trash them on publicly,
No.
but they put cache tags, and we all use cache tags when we want to make things faster and lighten the load on the database. But
So, wait. Talk about what a cache tag is.
Yeah.
On the website 101 podcast.
Oh, right. This is 101. We want to make sure everybody understands. Okay, so a cache tag is used to cache database queries and create little templates that the CMS knows exist already. So it uses them for a certain number of time, or it could be unlimited depending on how you code it. And it just reduces the load on the server and the database. And
Yeah, it lets you
this is-
reuse things and store them to be reused.
Yeah, and set them as templates rather than like a database query and things like that. So it's really great for sites that are high traffic and just in general. Things that you don't want to query are cache are things like forms, because that can cause a problem with the form. In any case, typically you put your cache tags around individual blocks, and you can give them names so that you could clear a specific type of cache. Well, this agency, in their great brilliance, cached the entire layout template.
So everything's
Okay,
cached.
so users, Amanda laughed for a reason, because that means the entire site is cached everywhere. And
Wow.
I was struggling to figure out why. I'd make a change on the site, and I'd have to go into the control panel and clear the cache to see the change updated. Because the layout template, which wraps the entire site, was cached. And I suspect this explains why CSRF tokens for forms were disabled on this site, because the agency did
now-
not know how to use this.
Yeah.
This.
Now let's again 101. The layout
I was going to go
template
into that, but go ahead.
that Sean is talking about, it has like the entire HTML layout of the whole page, and typically it will include other templates that will do the site header,
Right.
so it can be included on all the pages, the site footer, so it'll be included on all pages. So I can I can almost see where they were thinking cache the general layout, because why not? But the problem is that it also caches all of the pulled in stuff from inside.
Yeah.
On a form, somebody else explain what I always forget the letters are, CFRB?
CSRF.
CSRF. Somebody else
Close.
explain what that is for, because it is very important
this
in
one
web
to Mike.
development.
Oh boy, CSRF, cross-site something. Is that it?
Who cares?
CSR.
What's it for?
My understanding is when you have a script of some kind that accesses something on a different website that's not your website, you need to, if it's that happens often in these forums and things, you need to allow that to happen. Otherwise, it'll start saying, wait a minute, that's not on our site. We don't trust that kind of thing. Is that generally the idea? How would you guys
I think
expand
that's
on
something
that?
else.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
And to go back
Go-
to what the letters stand for, I just Googled it while Mike was talking. It's cross-site request forgery.
Forgery. Okay. So,
Yeah, so it's
do you have a
basically a
better
token
explanation
to
than I did?
prevent-
Anyone?
It's a token to prevent that. And if you're caching it, then the last person to submit the form, or the first person to submit the form since cache was cleared, their data is just sitting there, as I understand it. Like I could be a little bit wrong about that,
Well, so
but it's a
but
bad
that-
thing in any case.
It is a bad thing, but that field, if so, when we're using craft and when we put in the tag to have that field in a form, it's always specifically in a form, and it's because every time the page loads, it's going to give it a different value, and it's like some long 16 character key or something like that. And it's going to make it so that when the form submits and it submits back to your own site, to like update, the craft entry, or to, submit new data or whatever, it will check to make sure that this unique code is both one, unique, and two, that it's been generated recently.
There
Okay,
we go.
so-
Amanda had the way better explanation than me.
Yes. As usual, she explains everything better than we do. But I will. I just
teacher
also
in
did
me.
a quick. I checked Perplexity here, and it said CSRF protection is there to stop attackers from making unwanted state-changing requests on behalf of a logged-in user by ensuring that every such request is genuinely initiated from your site and not a malicious third-party page. That's there.
Right.
So there. Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
So back to my thing.
To the
here
caching issue,
is
yeah.
The caching the entire site, because when you cache the layout template, it caches the entire site, does not allow you to not cache forms, which means when the form is cached, it's got an old CSRF token. And in the config file, the craft config file, CSRF was disabled. I didn't know that was an option. And it was disabled, my guess, because the agency did not know that they had screwed up by putting cache tags around the entire site. you need to, you can use your cache tags liberally across the site, but things like forms and other dynamic issues that with user input should not be cached. And so, yeah, huge problem. I just face palmed when I discovered it. And I was like, oh my God. I learned this yesterday.
This is so good for your like brand at that organization, you personally, because now you're the guy, you're the wolf. You come in and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what anybody did here, but let me just move, let me fix it, and then you get to solve this problem. It's going to be awesome. Right?
And that's what I did. And I mean, I did say, listen, we all know that agency name has made a lot of mistakes. Here is the blunder to end all blunders. That's how I put it. I mean,
Well,
not those
yeah.
exact words, but it was like, this is the biggest one. It isn't just like making things clunky and slow. This is
Yeah.
like just wrong.
Yeah. The number of times I've been to sites, there's a certain telecom company in Canada that has this problem where I go to the site and it tells me I'm logged in the top, like a, hey, welcome, Mike, or whatever. And then I go to do something and it prompts me to log in. And I know the reason is because they've cached whatever that header is or something, and it thinks I'm still logged in from before. And it's super irritating. I don't think it's as bad as, what you're describing, where they're caching things that are compromising my data. Hopefully not. I think it's just that message, the welcome message, but it's annoying. I can't tell if I'm logged in or not.
I think I've experienced that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are only 3 or 5 of these telecom companies, so it's a good chance. I don't know why we're protecting them, because they're all evil.
You never know. Maybe they'll need our help someday.
So what else is going on with you guys? You guys got anything else to share web related, or?
I just wanted to do my weekly AI thing that I talk about all the time, something AI related. So I just want to talk about something that I heard about recently that kind of freaked me out a lot. Apparently, AI is so good now that there is someone who has tested this out, and apparently it's true. If you take a photo of someone with like an iPhone holding up the peace sign, you can zoom in on the photo, get their fingerprints, and AI can 3D print a copy of their finger such that their fingerprints will unlock that person's phone.
I think I heard
Well,
that.
it's got to be a pretty good quality image and close enough that the detail
It
is
doesn't.
there.
It only has to be a decent camera that's made today. Another example they gave was if you take a picture of a key sitting on a table, like a key to unlock a door, you just zoom in, you put it into AI, it'll figure out the geometry of how it's laying and can reproduce, like 3D print that key.
I think
Who
I
needs
saw a
James
video
Bond anymore, man?
where somebody was doing that.
We can just do this all ourselves.
Say that again, Sean?
I said we don't need James Bond to like do this. Like
Oh,
this is all like accessible spy tech now, just for anybody. Like
It's scary, eh? It's like, I don't think it's happening a lot, but the fact that that's possible in 2026 is...
You know, how many people carry their keys when they're walking through the parking lot from the store? Somebody could take a picture of your hand with your key and then be able to like access your car or your door or whatever. Like, it's based on what you said. I mean, that sounds like a distinct possibility.
And it's super scary because women are taught from a very young age, if you're walking by yourself late at night, hold your keys like Wolverine claws. And now they can take a picture, they can get in your house, and yay, more safety issues. Thanks, technology.
Technology. Unbelievable.
Speaking of, here's my next topic, though, and somewhat AI related, but it's also related to Craft, the CMS that we all use. I have realized that something that annoys me is occasionally I get a request from a client and they say, on this page, in this paragraph, can you change this person's name to this other person's name or whatever? Some part of the copy on a big page, change this to this. Not the whole page, just part of it. I go into Craft. Inevitably, my pages are very frequently built out of a matrix-powered content builder, as you are as well.
Yep.
And just a quick recap of what that is for anyone who doesn't know. Matrix in Craft lets you have blocks of content, different types, like an image or a text or a pull quote or whatever, and you build out the page by adding each block, and you put them in the order that you
Side
want.
note, I want to talk about something else related to that when you're done. Continue.
Great, perfect. So what I realized is I get these requests, I open up the page, and now in Craft 5, I like this layout. It lets you collapse the blocks into these cards, right? Where you show an intro of the text that's in it. Maybe if there's an image involved, it'll show a thumbnail image on the left, things like that. And you can immediately at a glance recognize it, and you double click it and it slides open on the right to show, I should be demoing all this, I suppose, but to let you edit that particular block, all the fields that have to do with the block, the image, the, left or right, whatever you have in there. But the problem is when I get this request, change Jane's name to Sally, I go into the thing, I see all the collapsed blocks. I cannot hit Command F or Control F to find where in the page that is because it's hidden in one of the blocks. I have to kind of figure out, oh yeah, it's that one. And I'm thinking of, this is the AI part, I'm thinking of getting AI to help me quickly because it's not a high priority. Design a module or a plugin or something that lets me hit Command F, or at least add a search box at the top maybe of the Matrix content builder that will automatically go through each one and expand the one that has that in it. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and it sounds like something you would be able to do with probably a module, but I mean, I'm just guessing on that. I think that's a great idea.
So.
If you do it, I want a copy.
And then I wanted to make it a plugin because then I could share it around with people, yeah. But I think that's useful. I don't know if you ever encounter that problem, but I frequently am like, which friggin' block is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that. And then I waste 10 seconds trying to find it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I like it. I mean, I like your solution to your issue. That's what I mean.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I haven't built it yet, but if I do, I will let you know for sure.
I usually, when I'm dealing with like a content builder like that, and to display the content, like with the template and it loops through all of the different content blocks, I usually add a class name or something just to indicate which content block it's actually coming from. And then at least if you view the source or like open the browser dev tools, you can kind of, at least figure out, oh, it's the third text block in a row.
Yeah, that's exactly how I do it these days is I hit the dev tools thing and I identify it on the page. Oh, it's the block with the pull quote, and then I know to open that one. Yeah. But it's just, I don't know, it's more thinking than I want to do.
It is.
So
I think it would also be nice if instead of doing a find for the entry, if you could do a find for all of the content on the site. Like maybe you need to change all of the Janes to Sally. So wouldn't it be nice to just be able to say, hey, find me Jane, and it would just have links to all of the entries? Hey,
and
Craft,
there is
take that idea.
There is a find and replace feature in the utilities menu.
I don't even want to replace it, but just like
and the other problem is when you do, I don't know I never use that thing because
I wouldn't trust that.
No.
Yeah, it's like literally type this, type that. It hits go. It goes, okay, done. And it's like, well, I can't see what you did. It's just all this stuff in the database that I never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you need something a little bit more custom, like a module as you suggested, and maybe after you're happy with it, convert the module to a plugin that you could share.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's your Sean? You had a related story.
Back to the way the site was built.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody knows how a traditional content builder matrix thing works with Craft. So we make a matrix field, and then we have blocks with subfields in them. And you edit all of the content inside the matrix field inside one entry. And you can drag and drop it, and it works. It's really user-friendly. All the content is visible on there, except for when you change it to the card view that Mike had done. Well, the way that this agency, the agency that shall not be named, decided to make their own content builder was to create channels for each block type, where you go in, you create your block type entry, and then you go to your publish page for, let's say, Article 1, and there's a relationship field that you go in and you select each of those blocks. It is so user unfriendly. So guess what I'm doing right now? I'm creating a new type of article using a real matrix content builder.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
I actually prefer the content builder in the matrix over the CK editor approach for a couple of reasons. Either one of those are completely acceptable. I just have a preference for the matrix over the CK editor approach.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was looking at this and I was like, are you guys happy with the editing experience? I was talking to the content manager that I sort of report to. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. And I said, can I show you something? And I opened up my company site and my photography website. And I said, this is a proper content. She's like, I want that.
Nice.
So that's what I'm doing now. It's like, I can't, these are just, the two examples today are just two examples of what's wrong with this site.
I mean, like, so the way that the agency had set it up, I can see benefit in that if you've got like a big call to action that you want on a bunch of pages and you want the user to be able to select it. So it's like content that's set up in one place, but that's added to a bunch of pages. That makes sense. But
Yes.
Sean, what you're saying, that's
But
awful. God.
there is a way to do that and keep it inside the content, inside your matrix field. And I got this idea from our mutual friend who has disappeared on us, I think for health reasons. I haven't used it in a while. What did he call it? He called it
Fragments.
he called it fragments. And so you create a fragments channel using the same content builder. And then you create a fragment block inside that content builder that's hidden from the fragment channel. So it doesn't show up inside the fragment. It doesn't show up inside the matrix field in the fragment channel, but it shows up everywhere else. And you can go in and you can create a fragment that contains the call to action or a call to action and other blocks that you can then just include on any page. And when you edit it in the fragments channel, it updates everywhere. So yeah, there is a solution that works for it. It's brilliant. I don't need it yet on this site, but it's probably something that I'll add in at sometime in the future.
So it
So yeah,
sounds like
that gets a little confusing if you don't fully understand it. So anybody who's not getting it, yeah, it's hard to see it when you're only hearing it. You need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea, I've used it for like when they have a table of the hours that the place is, this facility or whatever, are open, like we're open Monday to Thursday, whatever, but sometimes the hours change. So that is a fragment and they can add it to any page they want. But if the hours change, they can change that one thing and they'll all be updated. So it's a way to store content as if the content is a block. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And some people might be using globals to do that. And that's a perfectly legit way, but I think the fragment approach is better is more flexible.
Yeah, fragments lets you put it anywhere you want in a matrix block, whereas globals does not, or it didn't the last time I used it.
And I believe globals were supposed to be phased out for Craft 5, but now it might be phasing out in Craft 6. This is something hearsay from my memory.
Yeah, no, I thought they were phasing out globals as well.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, I do also want to just put a little caveat on these. Sometimes these very clever ideas are a little over-engineered, and
Yes.
when
Absolutely.
you have the clever idea to start with, but then you make a little modification to work in this one-off instance, and you make a little modification to make it work on that one-off instance, and before you know it, you've got embedding like 8 deep templates, and you got to embed one template to do the logic to see which other templates it needs to embed. There's sometimes there's something to be said about keeping it simple, you idiot.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a fine line, that comes with
Yes.
experience.
That is true.
Oh yeah, and if you're not fully understanding this complex thing that you've acquired from somebody else or trying to do, it might be better just to do it the simple way that you do understand and experiment with it on a non-mission critical project until
Yeah.
you grasp it.
Yep.
Like the fragment thing took me a bit to get, but when I did, I was so excited by it. I was like, whoa, this is amazing.
Okay, guys, I got a jet. I don't know if you want to keep going for another 5 minutes. I have to take
I think
off.
we're good. It's almost
think we're
time in
good.
anyways.
You want to wrap it up? Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody. See you at the beginning of August.